Now on to, we join William Woolard for his Top Gear Rally Report.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Lombard RAC report. It's the end of the third day and it's building into a classic battle in the forests. Now, we left the drivers last night in Middlesbrough, where after a short break at 2:30 a.m. they climbed back into those now somewhat battered cars and drove off into the Cleveland Hills. And all the drivers on the leaderboard faced somewhat different pressures. Vartinen, for example, had a 2-minute lead. He knew that a single punch on a forest stage could snatch it from him. Mikkeler, for all his desire to catch Vartinen, wouldn't want to force it too hard and jeopardise a second position, which would give him a stunning record in this rally of 4 firsts and 3 seconds in 7 years. Mouton has had a very lean year. She's only finished 1 rally this year. She desperately wants to finish this one, and she's driving a brute of a car. As for the 2-wheel drive boys, well, they know they can't win this rally unless something drastic happens to the 4-wheel drive cars. They just have to hang in there and wait for that something drastic to happen. So very finely balanced. Today, 400 miles looping back into Chester, 125 miles of forest stages. We pick up the cars with Barrigill as they enter Wycombe in Yorkshire.
The survivors had completed nearly 1,000 miles by the time they entered the Wycombe stage, with Hannu Mikkeler keeping up his relentless chase after the leader. The 42-year-old Finn, worthy winner of no fewer than 17 world rallies, was really battling on this 8-mile stage and had the satisfaction of beating Vartinen by 3 seconds. Could he give the World Championship winning Audi team their 7th big win of a sensational season? Britain's best victory hope still rested with the 41-year-old Scotsman Jimmy McRae. 6 on this stage and still 6 overall. Throughout a tense day and night, McRae had fought a running battle with this man, Per Eklund of Sweden, in the turbo Toyota. Timo Salonen is competing in his first rally since a serious back operation 3 months ago. What a way to convalesce, bouncing along in 5th place in the Nissan. The most powerful car in the rally is, of course, the new short version of the Audi. Just look at the power surge as Michel Mouton uses a very large chunk of a 450 brake horsepower. Roger Clark, now 45 years old, seems to have lost none of his taste for rallying. He was moving through the field very well indeed and was now 16th on the leaderboard in his Porsche. Breakfast time for ordinary mortals, but just look at the crowds who had packed into the notorious Dalby Forest stage. Harry Vartinen in the lone Peugeot was fastest by over half a minute. By the time the cars returned to Chester, he'd been quickest on no fewer than 20 of the 31 stages. John Buffum from Vermont has dominated the US rally scene for 8 years. Fastest on 2 of the stages, he was consolidating a comfortable 4th position in his BF Goodrich Audi. And this man deserved a cheer, Saeed El Hajri, swapping Middle East motoring for some tiptoe stuff in the conventional rear-wheel drive Porsche. He was holding 23rd place. Hannu Mikkeler again, striving for a 5th victory. He notched fastest time on 7 stages, but was getting a taste of his own medicine from the seemingly unflappable Vartinen. Jimmy McRae, drawing on his vast experience of British rallying, was really going well in the very conventional Opel Manta. He would finish the day in 6th place, only 7 seconds behind Per Eklund, who certainly had a power advantage with the 370 horsepower Toyota Celica Turbo. The day would end with 5 Scandinavians in the top 10, and Timo Salinen would claim 8th place. Michel Mouton was a comfortable 3rd in the almost embarrassingly high-powered Quattro Sport. Just look at this helpful burst of speed once the corner has been cleared. The dark horse of the rally is surely the spectacular Juha Kankkunen in the Toyota. The 25-year-old Finn, born in the heart of the Thousand Lakes territory, was in 7th place and closing on Jimmy McRae. Despite being almost squashed in an accident on Monday, Opel's Russell Brooks was holding 10th place, behind another battling British driver, Terry Cavey, in his Nissan. The top 10 were going so well that it's perhaps worth remembering that it isn't easy.
After 3 days and 1,200 miles of the rally so far, the cars are back here in Chester for their overnight halt. Well, the weather's been very kind so far and the rate of attrition has been comparatively low. So there will be 76 cars starting again from here tomorrow morning.
Well, it has been very good, maybe too good I should say, because usually RAC hasn't been a good rally for me, but now we haven't had any problems. I have stayed on the road and the car has reliability-wise been very good, so it has gone very well indeed.
Jimmy, you're having a fantastic rally way up the front, best Brit. How is it looking from your point of view?
Well, it's looking pretty good. We've had no problems with the car. The mechanics have been all over the car tonight. Major service.
Yes.
The car seems to be in good fettle for tomorrow. So we keep our fingers crossed for the rest of the event.
Have you had no traumas with the car all the way through?
We've had absolutely nothing. We had one puncture in the Kilder complex, but mechanically the car has been sound.
Would you like some tougher weather, because you're used to these sort of forest conditions and it would give you an edge, wouldn't it?
Well, I think the weather's been particularly kind actually for RAC standards, because we've had no fog and no ice, but it's been very pleasant, so I think we'll leave it at that.
I have to say, in the straight line in the forest I had some difficulty to stay in line.
You do?
It was difficult.
Does that make it a very tiring car to drive?
Not, but you need more attention, and you know the reactions are quicker, and so you have to be also quicker. And of course, it's not so easy to control with all the power. It's not very easy when it's muddy, and you never know where it's muddy. And you know, I find it was not so easy.
Yes. Now Vatanen is having a very easy romp up front. What do you think are your or Hannah Mickler's chances to overtake him?
You know, I don't think it's possible if Harry doesn't have any problem, but I know he's going very, very fast too, and I am very happy he will fight, and I will try to fight behind also.
Tough lady, but very pretty. So end of the 3rd day, end of the road for 44 drivers. The remainder will cross the starting line tomorrow for what has been called the sting in the tail of the Lombard RAC. 770 miles, 25 special stages, looping through the wet Welsh forest with only 2 short rest periods to break it up. So a day and a night and yet another day of very hard driving ahead. The leaderboard, Vatanen led from the start, of course, enjoying every moment of it, obviously, setting a steaming pace. 21 minutes now separates the top 10. Mikkola, the cunning fox, hanging in there, but the separation has doubled to 4 minutes, and 12 minutes between the leader and Michel Mouton in 3rd place. Behind them, there's another Audi, 2 Opel Manta 400s, 2 Toyotas and 2 Nissan 240 RSs, dicing backwards and forwards. But notice Jimmy McRae there, number 6, ideally placed perhaps to charge into that coveted 3rd position. That's all for tonight. Hang on to your seats for a grand finale tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 11:25.